Standard 12th Business Mathematics, Exercise 9.2, 16th question. Compute last year's Parshis and Fisher's index number for the year 2010 from the following data. So the data should be given like this. Commodity A, B, C, D is given and the price and quantity is given. Normally the years will be given, price and quantity will be given together. Okay, now it is separate. So be careful when you are taking it. Prices for 2000 it is given and 2010 it is given. And the quantity again for 2000 and 2010 is given. So we'll have to change the price and quantity together for the base year and current year. Your base year is 2000 and your current year is 2010. So we'll have to change the question and then proceed it. Okay. Last year's formula is P01L will be given. That is sigma P1Q0 divided by sigma P0Q0 into 100. Next is Parshis is P01P. So P represents your Parshi. Okay, that is equal to sigma P1Q1 divided by sigma P0Q1. Next is Fisher's, that is F will be there. That is equal to root of sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 into sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1. That is your last piece and Parshi. If you combine it, you will get it here. But in the root, you will get an into 100. So here for your Parshi, you will have 100. Okay. So combining your last year's and Parshi, you will get your Fisher with the square root. We will have to find P1 Q0, P0 Q0, P1 Q1, P0 Q1 separately in your columns. Okay. So I just wrote it here. Price for your base year is P0. Again for your base year quantity is Q0. That is for base year you will have to give naught. Okay. And for your current year price is P1 and your quantity is Q1. So keeping all these four data, you will have to multiply it and get your columns now. First is P0 Q0. Your P0 is here, Q0 is here. Just go for the multiplication. 12 into 18 you will get 216. Next is 15 into 20 you will get 300. Next is 14 into 24 you will get 336. 12 into 29 you will get 348. Next is P0 Q1. So P0 is here. Q1 will be the last one. That is the first column and the last column you will have to multiply it. Okay. So 12 into 16 you will get 192. Next is 15 into 15 you will get 225. 14 into 20 you will get 280. Next is 12 into 23, you will get 276. So the next column is P1 Q0. So P1 is here, Q0 is here. That is your second column and your third column you will have to multiply. 18 into 14, you will get 252. 12 into 16, you will get 320. 24 into 15 you will get 360. So 29 into 12 you will get 348. So next is P1 Q1. That is last two columns you will have to multiply. So 14 into 16 you will get 224. 16 into 15 you will get 240. Next is 15 into 20, you will get 300. The last one is 12 into 23, you will get 276. Now sigma, that is the summation of all these data, you will have to find it. So sigma P0 Q0 will be 1200. The next one is P0 Q1, that is sigma P0 Q1. Adding all these, you will get 973. Next is sigma P1 Q0. Adding all these data, you will get 1280. The last column is P1 Q1. Sigma P1 Q1, you will have to find it. So summation, you will get your answer 1040. That is 1040. First one is last year's we have to find. So last year's formula is, I just written the formula here. So P01 L, which is equal to sigma P1 Q naught divided by sigma P naught Q naught into 100. So which is equal to sigma P1 Q naught. So P1 Q naught in your third column you will have 1280 divided by P naught Q naught, that is your first column here, 1200 into 100. So 1280 divided by 1200, you will get your answer as 1.066 into this 100. So which is equal to 106.6. So second is Pashi. Pashis, that is P01. P you will have, that is equal to your formula, I just wrote it here, sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into 100. So which is equal to P1 Q1, your last column you will have it here, 1040 divided by P0 Q1. So P0 Q1 is your second column, 973 into 100. So dividing 1040 divided by 973, you will get your answer 1.068 into 100, which is equal to 106.8. Next is, third one is Fisher's. That is P01F, okay. So your formula I just wrote it here, which is equal to root of sigma P1 Q naught divided by sigma P0 Q naught into sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into 100. So 100 is separately outside, not inside the square root. Okay, so which is equal to root of P1 Q naught. So P1 Q naught, your third column, 1280 divided by P0 Q naught is your first column, 1200 into P1 Q1, your last column, 1040 divided by P0 Q1, your second column, 973 into 100 separately, which is equal to root of, we have got the answer here, okay, so dividing we have got it here, 1.066, so you can write here 1.066 into, same way this answer we have got it here, so 1.068 into this 100 separately. Multiplying you will get root of 1.138488 into 100. Then you will have to find the square root. Square root is 1.06699 into 100. So if you multiply by 100, you will get your answer. 2 digits you will have to bring it here. 106.699. Otherwise you can write it as 106. So since it is more than 5, you can add one number to the before number, that is 6 means you can write 7. 106.7 you can write it, okay. So we'll have to write the percentage of increase, that is here 106.6, okay. So 100 is your percentage, therefore the increase is 6.6 percentage here. And same way for your Pashi, it is 106.8, therefore increase is 6.8 percentage. And for your Fisher is 6.7 percentage. Therefore the conclusion is, on an average, there is an increase of 6%, 6.8%, and 6.7% in the price of the commodities Fisher's index number respectively. When the base year is given 2000. Okay, so when the base year 2000 is compared with the current year is 2010. Okay, so when it is compared with the current year 2010. This is the answer for your 16th question. 17th question. Using the following data, construct Fisher's ideal index and show that it satisfies factor reversal test and time reversal test. Okay, so the question is, you have to construct a Fisher's ideal index and you will have to show that the factor reversal test and the time reversal test are equal. Okay, the commodities is given, price in rupees per unit, that is for your base year is given and for your current year is given. Next, number of units again for the base year and current year is given. Normally the base year together it should be given and the current year should be together. Here it is given separately. Taking properly you can do this. Otherwise you will have to convert your table. We will just combine the base year, that is your price and quantity, together, and your current year's price and quantity together. Okay, so here the commodities are A, B, C, D and E. Now base here, that is P naught price, you will have to write it. That is price here for your base year. So write this here. 6, 2, 4, 10, 8. Next is base year quantity, you will have to write it. Quantity is here given. So number of units is your quantity for the base year. So this column you will have to write it here. So 50, 100, 60, 50, 40. So next is current year price. So current year, this is your price. Okay, so this column you have to write it, that is 10, 2, 6, 12, again 12. Next is current year quantity. Quantity is nothing but your number of units for the current year. So this column you have to write it. So it is 56, 120, 60, 24, 36. Next is the values which is needed for your Fisher's form ideal index. We'll have to find it. Okay, so that is P naught Q naught. First is P naught Q naught. Next with P naught, the last column Q1. That is first with P naught you'll have to finish up. P naught Q naught, then P naught Q1. P naught Q1. Next is with P1 you'll have to do. So P1 Q naught, P1 Q naught. Next is P1 Q1. So if you want, you can remember like this also. P naught Q naught, P1 Q1. Like this it will be there in your column. So first and second, then first and last, then third and second, then third and last. Like this you can remember to get this columns. Okay. So the first column is P naught Q naught, you have to multiply. So P naught is your first column and your second column is Q naught. So these two you have to multiply. So 6 into 50 you get 300. 2 into 100 you will get 200. 4 into 60 you will get 240. 10 into 50 500. 8 into 40 320. Next is P naught Q1. So that is, I just drawn it here, first and last, okay. So P0 and Q1, that is the first column and the last column. 6 into 56, you will get it as 336. 2 into 120, you will get 240. 4 into 60, again you will get 240. 10 into 24, again you will get 240. 36 into 8, you will get 288. So next column is P1 Q0, that is your third and second you will have to multiply. Otherwise second and third column you will have to multiply. 50 into 10 is 500. 100 into 2 is 200. 60 into 6 is 360. 50 into 12 is 600. 40 into 12 is 480. So last column is P1 Q1. That is your third and fourth you will have to combine it. So P1 and Q1 you will have to multiply. Okay. So 10 into 56 is 560. 2 into 120, 240. 6 into 60, 360. 12 into 24, 288. 12 into 36, 432. Can use your calci and check these values. Okay. Now we'll have to find summation. Okay, that is summation of P0 Q0 you'll have to find. So adding all these numbers you'll get your answer 1560. The next one is P0 Q1, that is summation you'll have to find it. So adding all these numbers you'll get your answer 1344. The next one is summation of P1 Q0 you'll have to find. So adding all these numbers you'll get 2140. The last column P1 Q1 summation adding everything you'll get your answer 1880. So now I'll just write these values here in the rough column and keep it. You all can see this table itself and then proceed it. Okay, so here P0 Q0 is equal to 1560. Sigma P0 Q1 is equal to 1344. Sigma P1 Q0 is equal to 2140. Sigma P1 Q1 is equal to 1880. Now we will have to find Fisher's ideal index. That is the question they have asked you to find it first. So we will have to find Fisher's ideal index. So Fisher's ideal index, the formula is Fisher's ideal index. P01 F will be there, which is equal to your formula, okay, root of sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 into sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into 100. 100 is outside, okay, not inside the square root, 100 is outside. So how to remember your formula is, just see P1 Q0, P0 Q0 is here. So P1 and P0 is there as it is in your second term also. And in the place of Q0 you will have to write Q1 Q1. So no need to mug it up, just write P1 P0 in the numerator and denominator. Here also P1 P0, okay. So in the place here Q0 Q1 you will have to write it for your first one, and for your second one Q1 Q1. So you will get your formula into 100, okay. Now you will have to replace your values over there. So it is root of sigma P1 Q0. We have got the value here 2140. So 2140 divided by sigma P0 Q0. So we have got it here, that is 1560. So 1560 into sigma P1 Q1. P1 Q1 is 1880 divided by sigma P0 Q1. That is the second value 1344. 1344 into 100. You all see the table and get the values and write it. Okay, so since no place here, so I just kept it here separately. So which is equal to root of, so multiplying the numerator, you will get your answer as 4023,200 divided by the denominator 2 numbers. If you multiply, you get your answer 2096640. Just check with your calculator, okay? Into 100. 100 separately outside, which is equal to root of. Now dividing these two numbers, you will get your answer 1.92 into 100. Now you will have to find the root for 1.92. The answer will be 1.385 into 100, which is equal to 138.5. So this is your Fisher's ideal index answer. Okay, that is your first part answer. The second part is show how it satisfies factor reversal test and time reversal test. Okay, so first we will find factor reversal test, then time reversal test. Okay, so your factor reversal test is to prove P01 into Q01 is equal to sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q0. This you will have to prove it. Okay, so to prove your factor reversal test, you will have to prove this. So that is for P01 into Q01, you will have one formula. So that is P01 into Q01, that is equal to root of sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 into sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into, again one more root of sigma, wherever you have given P1, just give Q1. Okay, that is P has to be replaced by Q and Q has to be replaced by P. So you will get it as sigma Q1 P0 you will get divided by, again here, sigma Q0 P0, then into sigma P1 is there, so we will have to write Q1, then Q1 means we will have to write P1 divided by sigma P0 means we will have to write Q0, Q1 means P1. So this is nothing but your Fisher's rate formula. You can replace it as it is. And for your second part, in your first part, write your P as Q and Q as P. You get your second part. Okay, so now you have to substitute the values. Equal to root of. So now you have to substitute the values. Okay, so sigma P1 Q0. So that is P1 Q0, you have got it here 2140. Otherwise from here also you can take and write it. Okay, so straight away 2140 divided by, we will take it from here itself, 1560 into 1880 divided by 1344 into, even the next part is inside the root, so I will just give single root. Okay, sigma Q1 P0. Okay, so Q1 P0 it is here 1344. 1344 divided by sigma Q0 P0, so that is 1560 into sigma Q1 P1, that is 1880 divided by sigma Q0 P1. Sigma Q0 P1 is 2140. So everything is within the square root. So which is equal to, you can cancel this 2140 and here 2140, 1344, again 1344. So the left out terms is root of 1880, 2 times it is there, so you can give square, divided by, again here in the denominator 1560, twice it is there, so 1560 the whole square. Now square and square root will get cancelled, so you will get your answer 1880 divided by 1560. Now your right answer, we have got the left hand side with the formula, the answer. Okay, now your right hand side is sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q0. So straight away you will have values here, so that is P1 Q1, it is 1880 divided by P naught Q naught with sigma. So sigma P naught Q naught is 1560. So here both are same. Therefore we have proved factor reversal test. Okay. Now going to your third part, that is your time reversal test. Your formula is to prove. So for time reversal test, we'll have to prove this, that is P01 into P10, that is equal to 1. You'll have to get it. Okay. So for that your formula is P01 into P10. You can see the changes here 0, 1 and here 1, 0. Okay. So which is equal to root of your first part as it is, that is sigma P1 Q naught divided by sigma P naught Q naught into sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P naught Q1. That is your Fisher's formula as it is, you'll have to write it. Okay. So into the second part is wherever you got 1, you'll have to put 0. Wherever you got 0, you'll have to put 1. Don't change your P and Q like this. Okay. So here for your factor reversal test, you'll have to change your P to Q and Q to P. But here 1 has to be changed to 0 and 0 has to be changed to 1. Okay, for the second part. So we'll get it as sigma P1 is there. So P naught Q1 divided by sigma. This is both naught. Okay, so it will become P1 Q1 into again here sigma. We have got 1 over there, so we'll have to give naught. So P naught Q naught divided by here sigma P naught is there, so we'll have to give P1, Q1 is there, so Q naught. That is whole thing within the root. Okay, so which is equal to, now we'll just substitute the values within the root. So first part straight away you can go back here to the Fisher's ideal index and then copy it. Okay, so 2140 divided by 1560 into 1880 divided by 1344 into now P naught Q1. So P naught Q1 is 1344. So 1344 divided by P1 Q1, the last part 1880 into sigma P naught Q naught is 1560 divided by sigma P1 Q naught is 2140. So you can cancel again, 2140 will go, 1880 will go, 1344 will go, 1560 everything will go. So you'll have your answer root 1. Root 1 is nothing but your 1. We have just got the answer, therefore your time reversal test is also satisfied. Okay, so this is the answer for your 17th question.